Like this here is not a gain over a weekly, because this is the containment of this leg. So for this to show like a trend reversal, it would need to get back above this. So it didn't. It made new lows, right? So made new lows, and then this right here was the first time where it gained. So when it retested that, I bought the shit out of it too. And then for Bitcoin, it's like spot positions, right? So like I just kind of I took a bunch off at the highs here, took a bunch off here, and then I took a bunch when we were in this area. I started taking, because like I saw them having problems here. So here I was taking some out. I added back in at 90, at 89. I added at 85, and then this will be the breakout zone. So this is going to be, if they gain it, if they keep going here, you know, I'll be very surprised if we don't test this area. Is it normally to retest on a horizontal? I don't know what that means, man. I don't know what you mean. It's normal to retest untested areas. It's not normal to retest them, but if there's an opportunity to retest it, then that's where you want to look to get longs. Yeah, no doubt. There's only horizontal levels. You notice on my chart or VDP's chart or anybody's chart really, that there's no, you won't find any of us putting levels, you know, playing like trend lines, you know. It's just, they're not a thing, dude. Like no one would put this like this and be like, oh, there's a trend line here, so maybe we'll touch the trend line, you know. I don't know, it doesn't make sense. You know, what you're supposed to be looking at, it goes side to side. Now, does this trend line line up this time with this level? Sure, it does. But the level that you're looking at is the breakout point, right? So this is where you would want to get long. Call it 69,420. That's what I've been calling it. You know, a lot of people draw trend lines on charts, man, but it's not a, you know, not to say that they don't, you know, they don't absolutely not work, because like, what, you know, it does start losing the level when it's breaking the trend, right? Like so the trend line. So like, so let's say the trend line's here, and this is the trend line that you're putting, right? So here, like, you would have got a false signal here, right? Because it came out, if you're connecting these 2 points, right? You would have got a false signal here, because you would have been like, oh, it's breaking out. What you're looking at is this, right? So once they gain that, that's when you want to get involved. So people find it hard to think it's hard to see for some reason, but like, you know, it's not hard to see. This is what you're looking for, you know? Like when they're making lower lows, they make a lower low, and then they make a higher low over the previous. When they retest this area is where you want to get long. So yeah, you know, no. And then this is the first time, and then to make it a little bit more of a solid point, you want to see it gain with a gap. So you want to see them leave like a gap like this and blast through the level, right? You want to see them blast through the level with like vengeance and, like, you know, power, or else it's just gonna piddle out. You know, you need to have liquidity there for the retest to bounce it. Yeah, once it breaks, enter on a retest. That's what these retests do. They take out all the people that bought the breakout, right? Because everybody moves their stop up, right? So like they take out these big, you know, these big moves down and then pumps are taking out the people who are buying the breakout. Hope that made sense. I don't know, that's why I don't really, you know, don't put trend lines on the charts. Like they're useless really. Like they don't really do anything. How do you know where the breakout will start to pivot? Yeah, like BDP said, it's you want to be looking at more than one time frame. You want to look at like the bigger time frame and get ideas from that, and then do your executions on a smaller time frame. You know, like if you have a good idea that it's failing on the weekly, then you can, you know, the kind of money that you can make is crazy, yeah? Because you can get super high leverage positions. Like on Bitcoin for here, let's just examine the top of the range here for Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin, this is the weekly chart. So it made a weekly swing here, made new weekly highs, kind of weak, didn't have a big move, but that's okay. Came down, held, then it started having a little bit of trouble here, right? Like it's not like you need, the way trend works is it goes like this, right? So you need to make a new higher high, or the only other place to do is make a lower low, right? So you can see here they started having problems, right? So they started having problems, took the liquidity and pumped it. That's okay. This is a move on liquidity. So you're looking for a higher, you need to close the week higher than that, right? Like you needed to close the week higher than 108. Not closing the week and having a big down move like that and creating this type of candle in this scenario, you know, it's very, very bearish, right? It's like a lot of people is gonna start getting into the bear mindset because you didn't have enough power to get weekly closes above this. So, you know, that's the first signal right there that you're going to have a down move. So when you saw this, we should have been, you know, if you're day trading it, like it depends what you're doing, if you're investing or whatever, right? But if you're day trading it, you should be, or swing trading it, that should have been their first clue, right? That you're going to have a down move, right? Because like it needs to look like this. Right? So once it stops looking like that, then, you know, on the higher time frame, on the high time frame, you're gonna have a little bit of an issue. But honestly, like this is the kind of stuff that like you really need to get focused in your head, right? Like on the higher time frame, I know it sounds kind of basic, but like if it doesn't look like this and stops looking like that, the trend is something's up with the fucking trend, you know, and it's starting to fucking weaken or it's starting to strengthen if it's in reverse, right? So you need to look at that shit on the and be that the weekly or the 4 hour, if the 4 hours your high time frame, or if the hour is your high time frame. It's all fluid. Time frames are all fluid, right? So it doesn't really matter what time frame you're looking at. So like, you know, having a move like this, it just gives you an insight when you see something like that you can think to your head, okay, maybe I should be fucking thinking about shorts for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. You know, imagine you were just playing shorts for 7 weeks. You would have done probably a lot better than people playing longs. And really, this thing needs to test something. Like just dipping into the liquidity here is not enough, I don't think. So like I really think that this is going to, even if we get a relief rally here, I really think this is going to like below 71. Let's hope that holds, or crypto is a bit fucked. Anyway, it's a free lesson for you guys.